Oh, this is Keith All, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the sum product function in Excel 365. I'm going to give you another example, which I've done previous tutorial on it, and wait to the end because I'm going to tell you what I'll be working on for next week's tutorial. So the sum product function, what is it? Well, basically, if you look over here to the right, it multiplies corresponding elements in given arrays and then returns the sum of those products. So essentially, it's like performing element-wise multiplication followed by a summation. So give you an example, okay? Multiplying corresponding elements. What is that? So we're looking at a simple data set of produce. Basically, apples we sold 10 in quantity, and the unit price for each one of that is $1.50. So multiplying given array. So basically we're taking the quantity times the unit price, and we're going to get a product value basically on that. So, and then we're going to do the same thing for each produce item, okay, in this data set. So we're going to take the quantity times the unit price. So that's basically what it means by element-wise multiplication. So after it goes through this process of taking a quantity time unit price for each produce item, then it's going to take the sum of those products and give us a value down here. So basically here is the formula. So I'm going to redo it. And also too is I set up name ranges. So basically what are name ranges? Name ranges where you give a specific name to a specific range, either a single cell or multiple cells. In this case, I want to give a name range to all these quantities here. So basically you highlight the range that you want, go up into the name box up here in the upper left hand corner and type whatever name that you want. I did the same thing for unit price. I highlighted the range and gave it a named range for that, and I called it unit price up here in the upper hand left. So I just typed it in. So what does this mean? So if I want to refer to this range here, all I have to do is go to any cell, press an equal, and type in quantity because that's the name range. I tab into it, press enter, and it just basically returns the values of that range. That's a simple way that name ranges can be used. But in this case, I want to use it in a formula. When you use it in a formula, name ranges, it makes the formula much more easier to read for the end user. So sum product is basically equal sum product. And as you can see by the definition here, it says it returns the sum of products of corresponding ranges or ranges or arrays. So you pass in to sum product ranges or arrays, multiple ones. Tab into that. What's the array number one? Well, I want to take the quantity. So all I have to do, instead of highlighting this, I'm going to type in quantity. And it's, as you can see, it selects that range that I previously defined as the name range. Tab into that. What is my second range or an array? Well, in this case, unit price. So unit price, tab into that, and then it selects that range for me because unit price is that named range. I want to close out the sum product function, press enter, and what you get is this. So let's dissect this. What is this doing? Let's go over here, element-wise multiplication. So again, like I said, it takes the quantity times the unit price, comes up with a value. It does that for each element of your data set. Basically, each element is for these produce items, and it comes up with a total value. Once it comes up for the total value for each line item here, then it sums up these values right here to give you the total sales for all these products and quantities. So basically, alls I did was alt equal, and Excel automatically knows there's a range above that, consecutive cells above that you want to sum, and then you press enter, and that's how you come up with the same value as some product. Well, how can you use this then in another formula? Well, we want to get the weighted average per price. So the weighted average per price is average weighted price per unit, let's say, is, in other words, for all these quantities and unit prices, what is the average price per unit sold? So in order to calculate that, we take the total sales or the value of the sum product, okay, and then divide that by the total quantity of all the units of all the produce items. So we take the total sales divided by the total units, and that will give us the price per unit sold, the average, basically. So again, you take what this formula says. I'm taking C9, which is this value, which is the value of some product, and divided it by the total quantity, which is all these summed together. And that's how you come up with the average price per unit. Let's go to another example. We're doing the same thing, but just different on a different data set. We're looking at all the different models of PC products here, and we got a laptop, desktop, and a tablet. These are the number of units sold. These are the prices per unit. So again, we're taking a sum product. In other words, we're taking a product of each individual element by taking units sold times the price per unit. We get the total sales for laptops, and so forth with desktop and tablet. And then what we get is the total sales. Excuse me for a second. I apologize for that, but I'm fighting off a cold right now, so please excuse me. But anyways, let's get back to this tutorial. And um, again, I left off where we get the total sales for all these products that we sold. Again, we're getting the sum product by taking, again, feeding some product with multiple ranges. And again, I used name ranges in this case. This range here is called units sold, and this range here is called price per unit. So that's why I fed these two name ranges in the sum product, and we get the total sales for all the products. And that's why this equals this value, because this column here is just summing up these values here. Well, how can then we use this particular sum product into another formula? So in other words, in this particular case, I want to get the percentage of total sales that we had for desktops. So the percentage of total sales, again, we're taking an individual amount, total sales for desktops, which is 60,000, and then we're dividing that by the total sales for all products. And that's how we come up with 35%. So if we come over here to this formula, all we're doing is taking C4 times D4, which is 50 times 1200. Then we're taking that and dividing it by the total sales, or in this case, the sum product of all the sales here. And that's how we come up with 35%. So hopefully this gave you a simple explanation of the sum product function and how you could use the result of that sum product, calculating different values on your data set. And also I want to mention to you, about next week's video, and it's gonna be still using a sum product, but I wanted to let you know that sum product could also be used as a lookup function, like XLOOKUP or index and match. So look forward to that video on how you could use sum product as a lookup function. And I'll talk to you next week. And I want to thank you for stopping by and spending time here on this channel. Please remember to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. And also like and share this video so this video can get out to more people. Thanks again. You have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.